So when my wife and I first moved into this rental house, one of the things we first loved about it was the big windows in the front and the back of the house. They let in a ton of natural light and they really made the space feel more open. However, the front windows had these awful blinds that were probably installed originally with the house in 1970, and the back window had absolutely no blinds or curtains at all. To solve this problem, we went with the DIY route for curtain rods, using copper tubing and cup hooks. This is a great cheap option if you're on a budget or if you have unconventional sizes of windows like we did. As you can see, it works as a great option. However, when you're adjusting the blinds, it's pretty easy to accidentally pull the copper pipe off of the eye hook because there's nothing on the end stopping it. So, before my wife's parents get here later this week, she wants me to 3D print some end caps for these so that they look a little bit more finished and they're a little bit more functional. So this week I'm going to be hopping back into Fusion 360 to design some modular end caps using Fusion's parametric modeling functions. Basically, the parametric modeling functions allow you to make changes to whatever variable you assign before you design everything. So in the end, if you need something a little taller, wider, rounder, whatever it is, you can make those changes then instead of redoing the whole thing. So this is basically what I think the design is going to look like. I'm going to have an insert that's going to fit into the copper pipe fairly snug, and then on the inside of that is going to be a little bit of a cutout, and that will make this design modular and allow me to choose from a variety of end caps that I want, depending on which ones my wife likes or which ones I want for a season, or if I want to design something that's more fun in the future. So let's hop into Fusion 360 and get modeling. Let's go ahead and open Fusion 360. So before I get modeling, I want to first set up my parameters. I went and took some measurements, and so I know which parameters I might be liable to need to change depending on sizing, fit, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and input some new parameters. So now we can start modeling. I'm going to start out with just a center diameter circle. I'm going to put it on the ground because it's going to be 3D printing from the ground up. Then for the diameter, we're going to start with the small. So I'm going to say small insert diameter, which we already have set. And so it's going to automatically input that at 13.8 millimeters. And then we can go ahead and extrude that. And then we're going to put small insert length and hit OK. And boom, just like that, we have the correct measurements. And if we go back into our parameters, we can easily make changes to that and it will be reflected automatically. So that's the general idea for the inserts. Now on to making the caps themselves. All right, so we have a basic cap. We have this kind of chamfered edge cap, and then we have this one that has kind of this cool inset chamfer edge bevel thing going on. I think that's enough options to start with for the small ones. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a few for the large. There we have a few of the cap options that I'm going to try to 3D print. I kind of just went crazy with these and just designed whatever popped into my head. So we're going to see what looks good, what looks bad, and of course, if we need to come back and redo it, we can pretty easily because we have all of our parameters already set up in Fusion. So now I'll send this off to the 3D printer. We'll put them together and see how they look. All right, the 3D printing is done. Let's check out these pieces. So as you can see, we've got the connectors. We've got 3 different styles of large cap, 3 different styles of small cap. We've got the small inserts and the large inserts. The idea is to take a connector, put it into this insert. This piece goes into the copper tube, and then you just take whichever end cap you like, and then you snap it on, just like that. So now I'm going to take these, put them in their respective copper tubes, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the final product. for watching this video. It was a quick one this week, but pretty effective, I think. I definitely learned a little bit more about 3D printing, including it's really hard to print small parts, at least in PLA. So perhaps resin printing would have been the way to go with these. I don't have a resin printer, but hopefully one day I will, and then we can get into that kind of project. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out a lot. And I'll see you next week when we jump back into some more woodworking.
Ain't never wanna hear you say, I want it that way.
I think we're done here.